Hi there, this is Focus on GRA, and I am Carolita Edwards. On this week's program, we will be discussing the following. What are the obligations of a self-employed individual? And how small business owners can access loans or grants from the Small Business Bureau. If you are responsible for setting the charges for the goods and services you provide, you are considered a self-employed person. Such categorized persons have tax obligations they are required to fulfill. Tiffany Rodius tells us what these obligations are.
If you work for yourself, you are responsible for paying income tax and filing your income tax returns with the GRA. For the purposes of taxation, a self-employed person is defined as anyone who carries on a trade or business as a sole proprietor or an independent contractor. Rhonda Griffith, senior clerk with Tax Advisory Services, explains who is considered a sole proprietor and an independent contractor.
A sole proprietor is someone who owns a business by himself or herself. An independent contractor includes but not limited to professionals such as doctors, dentists, veterinarians, lawyers, accountants, architects, contractors, construction industry, barbers, plumber, electricians, shoemakers, hairstylists, photographers who are an independent trade, any business for profit, any profession in which they offer their services to the general public are generally independent contractors.
As a self-employed person, you need to pay income tax in 4 quarterly installments, which is referred to as advance income tax. These installments are due every April 1, July 1, October 1, and December 31. If you are in your first year of business, you must estimate your gross profits for the year. Based on the estimated earnings for the current year, you then determine your chargeable income and calculate the taxes to be paid. The total estimated taxes should then be divided in 4 equal parts and 1 part paid each quarter to the GRA. In arriving at your chargeable income, which is the income subject to tax, you are allowed to deduct certain expenses.
According to the Income Tax Act, Chapter 8101, Section 16(1) states, for the purpose of ascertaining chargeable income of any person, there shall be deducted all outgoings and expenses wholly and exclusively incurred during the year immediately preceding the year of assessment by that person in production of income, including bad debt, repairs and maintenance, rent paid for land and building, interest on capital loans, loans from family, and of course this must be documented, rates and tax on immovable property, premiums on fire insurance policy.
You are also allowed deductibles such as wages and salaries where applicable, electricity and telephone, stationery, postage stamps, and NIS paid on behalf of employees where applicable. All deductibles must be in relation to the operation of the business. For this reason, you are encouraged to keep books and records as a self-employed person. These include all purchases, all gross receipts and gross sales, or your income and expenses, all bank accounts and bank statements, payments made to any person or company out of Guyana, and inventory, among others. Once you have determined the quarterly payments you need to make to the GRA, it is advised that you pay on or before each due date. Payments can be made at any GRA office. Alternatively, you can utilize the payment options as Tax Specialist Sesnarayan Ramnarayan details.
The alternative payment options for paying taxes and advance taxes are MMG, Western Union, Bill Express, participating commercial banks such as GBTI, Republic Bank, Demoara Bank. Taxpayers can submit their payment slip, transaction number, or code to the cashier, and they will be provided with a receipt. Taxpayers who make payments via these mediums can also check online via the e-service platform to ensure that their payments have been updated.
If you are not in your first year of business, then you can use the actual earnings of the previous year as the base for calculating your advanced taxes for this year. However, if you are of the opinion that your profits were less than that of the previous year, you can write to the Commissioner General of the GRA for a revision of amount of tax you are required to pay each quarter. All self-employed persons are also obligated to file an income tax return every year on or before April 30, in addition to the payment of any balance of taxes for the previous year. Income tax returns can be submitted manually or electronically through the Optimal's e-service platform. When submitting returns, self-employed are required to upload or attach the relevant documents.
Self-employed persons should include in their returns an income and expenditure statement or profit and loss account and balance sheet, along with any other additional schedule, such as loss relief schedule or wear and tear schedule.
When filling up returns, taxpayer must pay attention to the following: year of assessment, name and address, taxpayer identification number, signature. The return must be signed by the taxpayer if it is being submitted by hand. If online, a signature is not required.
If you fail to pay your outstanding taxes by the April 30 deadline of the current year, you can incur a late payment penalty of 2% of the tax assessed. Additionally, if you fail to file your income tax return on time, you can incur a late submission penalty of 10%.
Focus on GRA will be back after this short commercial break.
Hi, so you have been approved for mortgage interest relief. Good. I'm here to make your day with an early bird offer from GRA. Get your mortgage interest relief refunded payment in 1 month's time when you file your income tax return online. Be sure to collect your 7B slip from your employer and Form 4 from your lending institution. Scan and upload them when submitting your return. File on time, file online using your Optimal eServices account. Returns are due on or before April 30, 2022. For more information on MIR, registration for eServices, or online return filing, call Tax Advisory Services section on telephone number 227-6060 extension 8000 or email taxadvisory@gra.gov.gy. Avoid MIR refund payment delay by filing online today.
Welcome back to Focus on GRA. As a self-employed person, one of the advantages of being tax compliant is that you can apply to the Small Business Bureau for loans or grants to help you continue and grow your business. In this regard, we have invited a Bureau official to join the discussion.
Honoring your tax obligations is a prerequisite to acquiring grants and financial training from the Small Business Bureau. The Bureau is a government agency that supports legitimate small businesses. We spoke to its client service manager, Ms. Karen Harris.
Our main targets are persons who are interested in establishing a business. What we may find is that you may come to us and we help you to establish, and you would have grown. Then we train you, because we do, as you said, you come to what are the services we offer. Once your business is established, we do training too to help you, train you how to do your finances and things like that. So it will go, and then once you grow, we pass you on, if you understand.
Persons who meet the definition of a small business can register with the Bureau to benefit from its services.
We look for 3 categories, right? The first is that your business should not employ more than 25 persons. And you have to qualify in all 3 categories to qualify as a small business owner. So you cannot employ more than 25 persons, or you will not be considered small. Your gross annual income cannot be more than $60 million. Then again, you will not be considered small. And thirdly, your business assets cannot surpass $20 million. Again, once it's over that, you will not be considered small. And you have to fit in all three categories. So for example, if you have a business and you employ, say, 30 persons, but your assets is below 20 million and your gross income is below the 60 million, you still would not qualify as a small business.
If your operations meet the definition of a small business, then you can register with the Bureau to access its grant funding and financial training to help grow your business.
What we ask for is three basic things, which is your ID, valid ID, so it could be ID card or passport, your TIN certificate, and the business registration. So even though you may not have the business, it's your dream, you have to register that dream. And we take that business registration along with your ID and your TIN, and we prepare our registration to get you registered. To complete the registration, you have to get two compliances, one from NIS, one from GRA. Normally, NIS requests a letter from us, so we will prepare that letter when we would have taken copies of your ID, and fill out that registration form. And we prepare that letter and we would send it give it to you, that is, for you to take to NIS. Whatever cost, I think there's $1,000 NIS cost, it's borne by the client. And they come in person to GRA. GRA don't ask for letters.
When visiting the GRA, what you need to apply for is referred to a liability certificate. Natalie Moore, the manager of miscellaneous taxes, explains why the GRA issues the liability certificate.
The liability certificate says that you have complied with the requirements under the Income Tax Act.
To apply for a liability statement from the Guyana Revenue Authority, you will need to complete the liability application form. Ms. Moore explains the application process.
Applying for a liability certificate is almost as simple as applying for the tender compliance. All you need to do is fill the application form. That's it. And this form is the liability application form, which is different from the compliance application form. And the first line asks, what is the purpose of the liability application? And at that point, you're going to state whether it's for small business. Small business requires that we state what is the name of your business on that liability certificate. So for the one for small business, you are required to attach a copy of your business registration.
Applications for liability certificates must be submitted to the liability desk, which can be found in the receptionist area of the GRA's headquarters. Applications can also be made at any of GRA's integrated regional tax offices.
They accept your application, check your status, inform you if you have any returns outstanding, and proceed from there.
The application process for a liability certificate takes approximately 2 to 3 business days if there are no outstanding tax or tax returns. If you owe the GRA taxes, you can work out payment plans with the debt management unit before receiving your liability certificate.
Before I go, let me remind you to visit our website at www.gra.gov.gy for more information. You can also send us an email at grapublicrelations@gmail.com.